CTV News at 5 with Hudson Mack.
An update tonight on that septic truck rollover on the Island Highway on Wednesday that spilled sewage onto the highway. The driver of the truck has now been charged. RCMP have ticketed the 33-year-old for driving without due care and attention, and they have fined him $368. It turns out there was no environmental damage from the spill of the treated effluent, which remained on the roadway. Coast Environmental, which owns the truck, is continuing its own investigation into the crash. There's a group of dedicated students at Claremont Secondary School peddling their hearts out to make their school a little greener. It's called Climate Change 350, and this is the third year it's run. Here's how it works. Teams of 5 do 350 laps around the Claremont track on their bicycles, relay style. That's about 140 kilometers, and they do it to raise money for green initiatives at the school. In past years, the CC 350 has raised enough green to install solar panels on the roof of Claremont, powering classrooms. The money raised at the event today will go towards installing a safe compound for students and staff to store their bikes.
Our biggest emissions come from cars, and we feel that if we encourage students to bike to school, we can really cut down on our emissions.
And we're doing our best to have kids look and sort of in an interdisciplinary way, how do they become problem solvers? At some point, you got to stop talking about it, you got to start doing something about it, and that's what this event is all about.
The day wasn't just about biking, it was also an eco-celebration with live music, local food, and environmental booths for the students as well. That motorcycle that washed up on Graham Island in Haida Gwaii after drifting across the Pacific in a container after the Japanese tsunami will soon get a full makeover, all thanks to Steve Drain Harley in Langford. When photos of the bike hit the news, the Japanese owner came forward. 3 members of his family were killed in the tsunami, which also swept his motorcycle out to sea. Seeing the story prompted Steve Drain to take on the project of restoring the 2004 bike.
He would have a good portion of it that is original, but we'd have to replace 95% of the other stuff. We could at least return to this individual who's lost so much, something that was probably very near and dear to him.
Other motorcyclists have pledged to support the project as well. In the end, a bike that traveled across the ocean and landed on the beach as junk will be returned to Japan with memories old and new and many miles still ahead. The Victoria Police Department is speaking out tonight about the release of video evidence of a homeless man trying to kill one of its officers while she was on duty. Guy Seguin stabbed a Victoria constable, Lane Douglas Hunt, in the neck outside a downtown convenience store in January of 2011. A BC Supreme Court jury convicted Seguin of attempted murder in March of this year. Constable Douglas Hunt was attending a shoplifting call at a 7-Eleven store. When the officer left that store, Seguin attacked her, stabbing her in the neck, arms, and hands. The murder attempt was captured on the store's surveillance video camera and was presented as evidence at Seguin's trial. A Victoria broadcaster has obtained a copy of the evidence and has aired the video, but Victoria Police are not sure why.
Well, we knew the video was going to be released at some point in time. We weren't exactly expecting it today, but we have to live with the realities that it is a court document and it comes out. The fact that it's going to be played, we don't know if that does add anything to the conversation about safer communities or safety of our officers. So that part's taking us a little back.
The case isn't over yet. Vic PD says Guy Seguin could still appeal his sentence and still has time to do that. And until then, Constable Douglas Hunt is not able to comment on the attack until the appeal process has been exhausted. CTV News has chosen not to obtain the surveillance tape nor air the video of the attack, believing it does not serve the public interest. The federal government is closing a security and intelligence gathering centre at CFB Esquimalt and is moving it to Halifax. Canada's public safety minister praised the centre when ships carrying migrants showed up on Vancouver Island's coast in 2010 and again in 2011. But now Vic Taves is downplaying the importance of the centre, saying it will not affect safety on Canada's west coast.
I don't believe that there will be any changes in that respect. In this day and age, we can operate virtually from anywhere and still provide an effective service, especially when it comes to analyzing data.
Taves says the federal government is increasing public safety spending, but the cuts at CFB Esquimalt are necessary for Ottawa to get its own spending under control. Well, one of Nanaimo's crown jewels is preparing for another busy summer season as well. Newcastle Island Provincial Park opens up for campers and outdoors types next week. And this year there's an increased focus on making the island more accessible and more attractive for locals. A $75 annual ferry pass is being offered to the public for the first time as park staff try to create a Stanley Park atmosphere on the island.
This is something that we have been working on, and actually I taken part in going over to check out what they have to offer in Stanley Park and done some research. So we're hoping through economic development and funding that we can have those same sort of things offered here. Well, there's just so much to offer through the park itself. Things like getting stability through kayak, bike rentals, canoe tours. We're looking at offering fishing tour guides in the future for public in school.
Newcastle is a gem if you've never been. It's a 7.5-kilometer park, part of the Snuneymuxw First Nations traditional territory. It opens for overnight camping next Thursday. The province has renewed its support for BC's Living Rivers Trust. The Agriculture Minister Don McCrae announced a $1 million contribution to the group in Cumberland this morning. The organization supports fisheries research and fish habitat restoration programs throughout the province.
This money isn't directed toward one specific project. Living Rivers will take this dollar, like John said. They will work with their partners, they will leverage it, and they will use it to build projects somewhere on East Coast Vancouver Island, West Coast, up to Sarway's Skeena River.
We want to leave some legacy. So there's $1 million. We will partner again, probably to hopefully about $4 or $5 million. That will keep us going and give a province a legacy of conservation in our waters, which is a spectacular gift for us.
The contribution today is in addition to $21 million previously contributed to the fund from 2002 to 2006.